What if a leading Harvard scientist told you that a hostile alien probe was screaming through our solar system right at this very moment, and that it could be here to observe us, or even worse, to conquer the planet? No, this isn't a plot from a Hollywood sci-fi movie. This is the groundbreaking theory of astrophysicist Avi Loeb, a man who has made it his mission to find definitive proof of extraterrestrial intelligence. He believes a mysterious interstellar object detected this year, just last month actually, a comet named 3I Atlas, is no ordinary space ice rock. Its movements are so unusual, so deliberate, if you will, that they defy all known laws of physics for a natural object. It's a theory that connects the cutting edge of space science with a chilling warning from the late Stephen Hawking. Is this the first true evidence of a civilization far more advanced than our own? And if so, are we prepared now, or were we ever prepared for what it might bring? Join me on this episode of The Weekly Strange. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Weekly Strange. I'm your host, John F. Mers, author, actor, adventurer. To understand the gravity of astrophysicist Avi Loeb's claim, we have to talk about the Comet 3I Atlas. Now, it was first discovered on July 1st, 2025 by NASA's Atlas telescope in Chile, and its arrival marked only the third time in history we'd ever found an interstellar object. The first, as you may remember, was the enigmatic Oumuamua. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I apologize if not, in 2017. Another object that Loeb famously argued was an alien artifact. That obviously did not turn out to be reality, but that hasn't stopped Loeb from issuing a new warning about this object. And here's why. 3I Atlas is different. What makes it so baffling is its trajectory. Most comets travel in predictable orbits, entering and leaving the solar system on a somewhat predictable, trackable route. But 3I Atlas is on what's called a hyperbolic orbit, a one-way ticket through our solar system. On its way out, it's set to make a series of precise, close planetary flybys. First, a close pass by Venus, then it will swing by Earth, and finally, it will slingshot around Jupiter. According to Loeb's mathematical analysis, the probability of a random natural comet making this specific sequence of close encounters is an infinitesimally small 0.005%. It's an astronomical impossibility almost. It'd be like you walking into your local convenience store and winning the lottery several days in a row, day after day after day. Loeb's theory suggests that this is no accident. He believes that 3I Atlas is, in fact, an alien reconnaissance probe that is using our planet's gravitational fields to either navigate or gather energy. He's even gone so far as to suggest that it could be propelled by a massive solar sail, an ultra-thin sheet that uses the pressure of sunlight to accelerate, much like a ship's sail catches the wind. This would explain its bizarre movements without needing to use conventional fuel. Of course, it's probably important to remember that an alien civilization capable of interstellar travel would have probably solved the problem of conventional fuels ages ago and likely have any number of means of propulsion to power their ships. Now, this isn't a new concept. The idea of advanced alien life is something humanity has wrestled with for as long as we've been looking up at the sky and see stars and other strange things. One of the most chilling perspectives on alien life came from none other than the late, great Stephen Hawking. In 2010, he issued what some would say is a stark warning that we should be extremely cautious about attempting to make contact with alien civilizations. He believed that an advanced alien species would likely be a nomadic race, having long ago exhausted the resources of their own planet, and would now be looking to colonize others. His analogy was simple and somewhat disconcerting. He said, quote, "Look at ourselves. We only have to look at ourselves to see how intelligent life might develop into something you wouldn't want to meet." Now, this ties directly into a ufology UAP theory known as the dark forest hypothesis. And it's a so-called, I don't want to say it's a solution, but it's an interesting counter to the Fermi paradox, which asks, if the universe is teeming with life, where is everyone? The dark forest theory answers that by suggesting that the cosmos is a dark forest where every civilization is a silent hunter. To make your presence known is to invite potential destruction from a more powerful predator. Hence, the reason we haven't heard from anyone is that the hunters are in hiding, and those who made noise have already been eliminated. Could 3i Atlas be the silent hunter in our solar system, observing us before deciding whether we pose a threat? And if we don't pose a threat, what would its likely actions be at that point? So if Loeb's theory is correct, what can we do? Well, obviously, we have to find out what 3i Atlas really is. Now, the vast majority of scientists still believe that it's a comet, and they want to prove that. But Loeb is advocating for a bold, ambitious, and unprecedented mission to intercept the object and determine its exact nature. He's calling for the immediate launch of a space probe, but the window for a mission like this is incredibly short. We would need to launch the probe before November of this year, or the object will be too far away for an intercept mission. Loeb's probe would be designed to gather data, take high-resolution images, and even land on the object to see what it's made of. I mean, do we even have a probe that's capable of doing this? Or would it need to be built? If so, then it would be a monumental task requiring the cooperation of agencies like NASA, private companies like SpaceX. The financial and political hurdles are enormous. And here's another question. Do we spend billions of dollars on a mission based on a controversial theory like Loeb's? And perhaps more importantly, can we afford not to? The risk of what we might find, or fail to find, is a profound question for all of humanity. And here's the crazy thing. This isn't the only recent UFO story making headlines. A viral video from Dallas recently showed a squid-shaped UFO sparking a massive debate on social media. While many people jumped to the conclusion of an alien presence, skeptics quickly pointed out plausible explanations such as the jellyfish twilight effect from a rocket launch. These two stories, so to speak, the scientific theory and the viral video, highlight the two competing narratives in the UFO world. One is about rigorous scientific investigation into unusual data points, and the other is about public fascination and the desire to believe. Obviously, it's important to put this in context. I mean, for decades, the subject of UFOs and UAPs was relegated mostly to the fringes of society. The government, through projects like Project Blue Book, actively worked to debunk and discredit thousands of sightings. But in recent years, the narrative has shifted dramatically. The Pentagon has declassified footage, and the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, has been established to seriously investigate these phenomena. The conversation is no longer about whether these objects exist, but what they are. This shift in attitude has provided a somewhat new level of credibility for scientists like Avi Loeb. When he speaks, he's no longer seen as just a fringe theorist. He's seen as a scientist trying to solve one of the biggest mysteries of our time, using the same tools and scientific rigor as he would do for any other astronomical puzzle. The old guard, so to speak, of ufology has been replaced by a new era of scientific inquiry, and Loeb is more or less at the forefront of that movement. But let's be clear, what Loeb is proposing is far more significant than just a theory. It's a call to action based on an astronomical anomaly. The idea that a potentially hostile reconnaissance probe could be observing us right now is a thought that should make all of us pause. It forces us to confront our place in the universe and the very distinct possibility that we are not at the top of the food chain. I mean, let's be honest, we're spoiled, in other words, here on Earth. We have the power to control pretty much everything but the weather. And some people would say we can do that too. But out there, the universe is so vast and we are so small. So where does this leave us? Is 3I Atlas a hostile alien probe, a harmless comet, or piece of space debris, or something else entirely? We may never know for sure. Let's be honest, the likelihood of us launching a space probe to check this thing out is pretty low. Plus, we'd need to fund the project, get out of our own way politically and diplomatically, and figure out how to work with other nations to solve the various problems that would arise. And that, frankly, is even more unlikely. But the very existence of this debate represents a profound shift in how we view our place in the cosmos. It forces us to confront the biggest question of all. Are we alone? And if we aren't, what kind of neighbors will they be? Do they keep to themselves, quiet and content to stay in their own space? Or are they loud and obnoxious, constantly pushing the boundary lines until it's already too late and you've lost your entire backyard to their new pickleball court? Whether you believe Loeb's theory or not, one thing is clear. The quest for answers has never been more urgent. The scientific community is taking the idea of alien life more seriously than ever before. This is no longer a story of mysterious lights in the sky. It's a story of science, of exploration, and of the fundamental question of humanity's future. What happens next could define the next chapter of our species, and, hyperbolically speaking, the fate of humanity might depend on what we do next. And it could very well turn out to be just another new discovery of nature, not playing by the rules. It might not be anything alien at all, except that it is behaving in a way scientists have never seen. And that's okay. We don't have all of the answers. Nature keeps us humble and forever guessing. Okay, that's going to do it for this episode of The Weekly Strange. If you enjoyed the show, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Please be sure to check out the other videos on the channel. Share the channel with people that you think would enjoy it. And let me know in the comments what you think about 3I Atlas. What do you think it is? Is it an alien reconnaissance probe? Is it a comet? Just a hunk of junk hurtling through space? Let me know in the comments. I'd be very interested to see what kind of conversation this sparks. Also, don't forget to check out the new membership perks for those who join the channel. We're launching new member-only videos very soon. But for now, thank you for watching and listening. I will see you next time on The Weekly Strange. Good night.